Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those new here, hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a third-year family medicine resident and a mom of two. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about how to become a better doctor in 2020. With everything that's going on, current events, I wanted to tie that in to this video. And so please listen in, or at least watch to the end to hear what my opinion is, what I have to say. If you have any disagreements, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it in the comment section below or address it in an upcoming video. I think that we all as adults should be able to have, civilized conversations with each other, learn from each other, and to grow. And that's what being a doctor is all about. So let's start off by saying that as a doctor, you are your patient's advocate. You are their voice because sometimes their voices are not heard, whether that to be insurance companies, pharmacies, whatever that may be, you are their advocate. And I find that there are many discrepancies in healthcare surrounding minority groups. And today we're going to focus on the African American community. So let me start off by giving you some statistics that African Americans are more likely to have hypertension, diabetes, stroke, and suffer from like any other type of death, like ways of cause of death, as compared to a white American. And I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this over social media, that maternal mortality rate for an African American female is 4 to 5 times higher than a white female, even when the educational level is the same. And so it is our jobs as doctors to question, why is that? Why is this particular subset of people, even at the same educational level, have lower health outcomes, worse health outcomes as compared to this subset? Why is that? And so the answer that I'm going to give you today, and what we need to consciously think about and change within ourselves to be better doctors, that is implicit bias. So for those of you who do not know what implicit bias means, it's an unconscious reaction towards a particular person, subset of groups, interactions that differs from your conscious mind. So let me read the definition for you. The definition is: people may hold negative, unconscious, or automatic feelings and beliefs about others that can differ from their conscious attitudes. So let that sink in a little bit. This is implicit bias, which is your unconscious reactions to someone based on what you see in front of you, their appearance. And it may differ from how you feel in person. I can confidently say when I look at myself in the mirror that I'm not racist. But that does not mean that sometimes my actions are not biased. And that is systemic. That is what the media shows you of how, Asians are good at math, old people are bad tippers, blacks are athletics, black people are armed and dangerous. These are stereotypes that society has made you believe and what you have known, which in turn affect your interactions with people and affects what you do, even though you don't notice that you're doing them. So there was a study in 2016 that was published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology. It was called Measuring Implicit Bias. And what they had was a group of African Americans and a group of oncology doctors who were white. And they measured basically the implicit bias. So they found that doctors who measured higher on implicit bias had less interaction times with African American patients. They also found that the African American patients tend to have, negative feelings towards that interaction. The patients are less likely to trust the doctor, less likely to follow through with recommendations, and less likely to trust that the doctor gave good recommendations, that their treatment is the right treatment. More often than not, then they will not follow through with these recommendations, ultimately leading to poorer health outcomes. So this is a very puzzling thing for doctors to recognize, because in school, in our training, we are taught and we learn that we treat everybody the same, no matter the color of their skin, the color of their eyes, their socioeconomic class. We treat everybody the same. And so that is ingrained in us as doctors. And to think that we may have some implicit bias, some unconscious behaviors that may cause these lower outcomes is troubling to us. But we need to know that it happens. It happens to everybody. And in order for it to stop, is to learning that we have them, is to first admitting that we have them. And it is our job as doctors to point out when there is other biases. We can make excuses like, oh, we were tired, this patient was really cranky and blah, blah, blah. But we're just making excuses for each other. We hold ourselves at a higher standard. And so we need to admit when we've made mistakes. And this is the only way we regain trust. And so I recommend this for everyone, but there's like a Harvard bias study. You can take tests that show you what your implicit biases are. And the only way to deal with these implicit biases is to educate yourself and to be open to change. And so my co-resident, I am so proud of her, and I am honored to be training next to her. And my friend, she has taught me so much. She told me that she took these implicit bias tests and she found that she had implicit bias against Iranians or Muslims. And it's because she didn't know anything about them and she didn't understand their culture. So what she did is she read more books and to learn more, and she went and learned more about their history. So I beg you, whoever you are, those of you who are pre-meds or anybody in society who want to go into medicine or people in general, understand why you think a certain way. And if you find that you have implicit bias, then go and learn more about this particular subset of people and their culture and why they're acting this way. This week, I've learned so much about the African American cultures, and I'm trying to amplify their voices because I know that I am privileged and I haven't gone through the things that they have been through. But the oppression, the systemic racism, the deaths of innocent people are real, and you should not be okay with that. It's real. When people say that, racism is a thing of the past and not now, that is not true. It is still true to this day. The government, the way this government is set up is to keep minority groups down. If you want to learn more for yourselves, read about, Jim Crow, redlining, police pipelines. Read all those things to further educate yourselves on why this subset of people are so angry. It's not about one death. It's not about just one George Floyd. It's about the many, many, many that have gone unnoticed and without justice. So that being said, I stand behind Black Lives Matter. So as a physician, we have to fight against the systemic racism so that we can improve health outcomes. So yes, that is my spiel. I hope we all become better people. I hope we treat each other equally, with equality, and with love and kindness. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. If we have differing opinions, I hope that I can hear your side of the story. I hope that we can educate each other. I hope that if you didn't understand something, that you went to look it up yourself to find more understanding, to find your reasoning, because those are the things that will make you a better physician and a better person. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.